So I call myself a fruitarian, and I will attempt to give you my definition of what I consider fruitarianism. You have a lot of different definitions of a lot of different diets. You've got people that say they're vegetarians, but they still eat eggs. You got vegetarians that still eat fish. You got vegetarians that don't eat anything that's an animal, but they still might eat dairy. You've got vegans, but that they still might eat honey. So you have these undefined definitions based on each person. So my definition of fruitarianism, I'll tell you what I eat. I eat almost all my calories, which is probably more than 85%, maybe 90% of my calories come from fruit. Raw, fresh, whole fruit. I don't eat any spices. I don't eat condiments. I don't have salt. I don't eat anything that I would consider a stimulating food. I eat basically whole fruits. That's my diet. I do eat vegetables too. I eat cauliflower. I eat celery. I eat a lot of things that people might think are vegetables. I eat a tremendous amount of tomatoes. Tomatoes are actually a fruit. Zucchini is a type of fruit. Even a pumpkin is a fruit, but I don't eat any pumpkin. Um, there's other things that I eat that people might not consider fruitarianism. I eat even a couple times a year. I've had raw fish. Some people might say that I have a diet that's more of a paleo diet or something. I do not eat raw fish often. I do not crave raw fish. I've had it if I went to a wedding. There was really nothing else for me to eat. I tried some raw fish. I didn't particularly like it. I didn't eat it as a meal. I tried it. My diet is not my religion. I eat for performance. I eat for health. I listen to my body about what it craves. I understand the difference between an emotional craving for food, like something that's very salty or something that's very intense in flavor with spices. I don't eat that stuff because it's addictive, and I want to stay away from that. I want to have control over what I'm putting in my body. I don't want to have the food have control over me. What else do I eat? I I tell you what I don't eat that are fruits. I don't eat that many bananas, which a lot of people might be surprised about. I don't like fruit that's necessarily super sweet, that's super dense. I don't eat. I had canistel or egg fruit, as it's called sometimes. If anybody's ever tried that, they might understand that that's a very dense, super, almost heavy fruit. Bananas make me feel a little bit tired. They're a little bit too intense in terms of their sweetness. I like high water content fruits, so that's primarily what I try to eat. What else do I eat? Mommy's upstairs, Charlotte. Mommy's upstairs. Okay. Um, Go find your horsey. Let's see. What else do I eat? I eat. So I try to eat high water content foods. Those make me feel light. They don't make me tired. They're refreshing. Um, they make me feel good. I don't eat greens that are very heavy, like you have collard greens or broccoli rabe. Those are vegetables that I don't eat because they're very hard to digest. I don't eat nuts and seeds. Um, Occasionally, I might have some if but it's so insignificant and it's happened so unfrequently that it's really something that I say I don't eat. No, yeah, 1 minute, Charlotte. I'm taking a video.
Can you check my horsey inside the car?
Okay, yeah, I'll get it in a minute. So some people have called my diet the 80-10-10 diet. And the difference between the 80-10-10 diet, which Dr. Graham writes about, and I'm a big fan of his, is that he eats some nuts and seeds. 80-10-10 stands for 80% carbohydrates, 10% fat, 10% protein. I would consider my diet more of a 9-5-5 or 90% carbohydrates, 5% protein, 5% fat. That's probably closer to what I eat. I don't like to eat overt fats. I don't eat avocados, which is a fruit. Uh, it doesn't make me feel good. It slows me down. It gets my skin really oily. It makes me crave more avocados. It almost gives me the feeling of effect of eating cooked food. So I don't eat overt fats. They don't make me feel good. Um, some people say that that I'm gonna get sick by not eating more fats. Tomatoes have 10% fat. I eat so many tomatoes. I don't ever feel like I'm ill. My performance in health, my performance in running is fantastic. It's never been better. And the less, the more when I cut out overt fats, I felt much better, and my cravings for these things went away. So I don't eat overt fats. I don't eat nuts and seeds. Most nuts and seeds are dehydrated at high temperature, and they're not raw. To prove that, if you buy nuts and seeds in the store and you plant them, they won't grow because they're dead, because they've been dehydrated at high temperature. Nuts and seeds in nature are usually have a very high water content, and they would mold and rot if they were put in an unventilated container or sold in mass quantities. So that's why they have to dehydrate them before they go to the market. And a lot of nuts and seeds are irradiated because there's a lot of governmental regulation now for that. So I like to eat whole foods, mostly fruit. I definitely eat vegetables, but it's a very small percent of my diet. Um, like I said, I've even had raw fish occasionally. Um, I even tried raw oysters. They made me feel sick. I don't want them. I don't crave them. I'll never have them again. Um, so that's my diet, and I call that fruitarianism for me. And it makes me feel great, and I think my performance speaks for itself, and my health speaks for itself. So that's my definition, and that's my experience.